here early today. Yeah, moon. We've got this wagon of wheat here. We've got to go get it treated, and I want to get it done before we can get to the farm or to shelling corn. So I'm going to hook it up. We're going to head down to my sea warehouse, treat this. It won't take very long. There's not that much of it, and then we'll get moving. All right, well, we're getting wheat treated. It's only going to take 2 boxes here, so this won't take long. Look at the sunrise. Nice. Now just imagine if that was a palm tree instead of a oak tree. Okay, I got that wheat treated. I'm going to stop back at the farm, make up an invoice for him real quick so that he's got that when he comes and picks it up later this morning. And then we head to Berkey. And we're going to do our corn plot there this morning. I have to open some other stuff up a little bit. We aren't quite ready to do it, but that's my plan here this morning. All right, we made it to Berkey. We've got to fire up our dryers. Phil got them loaded up last night. Did not start them. We don't like to leave them run when nobody's here, especially the big one because it runs off the generator. So first thing we got to do is fire up our generator, check the oil, and make sure everything's good on this. Gonna be a cold start this morning. Not too bad. All right. So now we should be able to come over here to our burner. Our aeration fan is already running. Open up our control panel. Yeah, we got power. He should have this all set the way that he wants it. 3 hours seems like a long time for dry time, but I guess it'll shut off with temperature. So these dryers work basically that they either have time, so it's set for 3 hours of dry time, 1/10 of an hour of cooling, or temperatures. So we got the plenum high limit set at 200, cycle point at 160, so it's going to run 160 degree air up through that duct. That's called the plenum. We're shooting for a grain temperature of 118 degrees, and that, so it should go. Ready? It's gonna be loud. Okay, now we're gonna start that one. This dryer's a lot older. The burner's mounted up high instead of on the ground with a duct. Still got the aeration fan there. Controls are in our old grain shed. Let's see, should all be right here and everything should be set right. Open this up. We got timers. Set for a little over 2 hours. Temperature set something like 102. So, hit the start button. She's running. Wait and see if it fires. It fired. Cool. All right, dryers are running. Just looking at this spreadsheet, this corn is not terribly wet. We're in the 17% range. It's borderline on whether we should even dry it. So we're not doing much. They're only going to run, they're probably only running for an hour to an hour and a half. So it's just 17's a little too wet to put corn in the bin and store it through spring and summer. If it was all going to get hauled out before spring and before it got warm out again, we might just put it in the bin. But it probably won't. So we're gonna dry it. Narrow driveways, steep ditches. Yeah, we made it. All right, there's the plot that we've got to do. Phil's down here. We're gonna fuel up the combine. We'll get started. All right, let's do this. shelling. Down corn, good corn. Got a little bit of everything. Our average is better in this field. We're about 154. And you can see our yield map. It's really good in the center and really crappy on the ends. And guess where the down corn is for the most part? Yeah. We might need to get some soil samples taken based off of this yield map. They'll tell us a lot. So, let's see. We have got about 30 acres to go in this field. So, we need to hurry up and get through it because there's 30 here plus, yeah, we've got about 115 acres down here. I don't know if we'll get that today or not. It'll be close. Well, where this corn is standing, it's pretty decent. I mean, it's respectable for as dry as we were. It's just so spotty. Also, word of advice, if any of you ever find yourself driving through Berkey, Ohio, watch your speed. They have ridiculously slow speed limits out in the middle of the country where you would think that they don't need them.
It's the village limits.
But man, yeah, it's a control thing, and they will write you a ticket. Got the last 8 rows here on this side of the field coming out. We're gonna go over there. I got end rows that go kind of through the middle of the field at the back half of the plot there, so we'll have to get those out, and then we can do the plot, clean up the rest of the rows that are over there, and we'll be done in this field. About 10 acres left, it says. Well, there's the spot I should have come down and replanted. Oh well. Alright, so I got all those short rows on the other end of the plot done there. I wanted to drive down to this end of it because I got this big drowned out wet hole up here in this one corner. The rest of the plot looks fairly even, relatively, so we're going to call it good. But what I want to do is kind of cut through across the rows here, right in here somewhere about right here, to take out all of that wet hole area that's really thin. So we'll square the end of the plot up here, and we'll just eliminate this from it so that and then we still got plenty of length for it to be a good plot. So that's what we're gonna do here. We're gonna get squared up with an auto steer line somewhere and go from there. Okay, well, running across the rows is not ideal, but we just did this little bit here, so now we are ready to run our plots. Gotta unload and get the combine empty, and then we'll go. Okay, I emptied the grain cart, so it's empty, and I grabbed the iPad so we can just do stuff from the combine. We're gonna start on this end. This is the full season end of the plot. I believe this is 110 day, and basically we harvest down, drive back, empty it into the cart, get a weight, take a sample, do it again. So the combine tells me that pass went 177.2 at 18.6 moisture. We'll verify that with the grain cart there. Jack found a measuring wheel and took a measurement for me, so we know exactly what our length is. We got to have that to figure out how many acres each entry is in the plot, and then we can go from there. But all we're interested in right now is weights and a sample, and then we'll get a spreadsheet that'll calculate it all out for us later. Well, I haven't found a number yet that's standing very good. This one's the best one so far, and it's better, but there is still some broken stalks. Some of the ones down here on the early end of the plot looked like they were a little better for whatever reason, so I don't know. We'll see. We're getting across it, though. I think I only got 3-4 more after this one, something like that. Alright, we've made it to the last entry, finally. This is a 99-day corn, and look, it didn't even get decimated by the coons like the stuff in the early stuff in my plot up to Waldron did. That is good. It stands a little thin in spots. I don't know if that's hybrid related or just too much water or what, but this plot did end up being fairly consistent. Once I pulled that wet hole off or eliminated that from the end of it here, the stands have been comparable all the way across it. So I feel pretty good about the data here. I don't know anything other than that those are the weights right now. So we've been writing them all down, and we got to go test our samples when we're done here, and then we'll get the data sent off to my agronomist and sales rep, and they'll get it back to me. So I don't know. We'll see. All right, we had almost a full cartload just from that plot, so I'm going to unload it into this truck, and we're going to take the truck back to the farm Phil can unload that while I test my samples, and then we'll come back over here and keep going. But I might grab something to eat. I gotta get these samples tested. So I do want to keep moving though, because if we're gonna get done today, we gotta move. We got 70 acres to do or better yet, so we gotta keep moving, or closer to 80, I guess. Testing. All right, well, we got that done. I grabbed a little bit to eat, some cold brisket. I told Phil he should throw it in the dryer. It'd warm it right up for us, but yeah, probably not a great idea. So, and a bag of chips. And we're gonna head back and keep shelling. We're gonna take a truck over, and then can get stuff moved where we're going here. It's all close. You guys all pick up like every ear you find on the ground too, right? I know it doesn't make a difference. I know it doesn't matter, but I can't leave it lay there. Alright, that cornfield straight in front of us is what we are after. 13, 15 acres, something along those lines. It's the field that we affectionately call the Creek Flats. That's the most hilly, not flat field that we have down here. What are you gonna do? Should not take us long, hour and a half here probably, and then we'll be on to the last field that we've got down here. Maybe it's called the Creek Flats because all the corn's flat. That might be it. Well, down corn sucks, and this field the rows run east and west. Those other fields they ran north and south, and over there it wasn't so bad because the corn was broken across the rows. Here it's, well, it's kind of going every which way, but it's more in line with the rows, which makes it very difficult to get the snouts under it and get it stood up. Doing the best we can, but we're leaving a lot behind. Better buy the volunteer corn herbicide for this field next year. Alright, we're done here. That one was rough. 121. Ouch. Alright, well, here is our last field of corn. You can see all that dust just spews out. Every time I shut the combine off, when I start it back up, it just spews dust until we get the flow going back through the right way. Anyway, last field of corn down here to Berkey. There is 67 acres in this field. It's not looking like we're going to get done tonight, but it's still possible. We'll see how it goes. But here's hoping that this corn is, number one, standing better than everything else we've done, and number two, yields better than everything else that we have done. It looks like it's standing better for here. We've got a little thin spot here on these end rows, but that's promising. We will see. You will also might remember, if you've been watching all of my videos, when we were side dressing corn this spring, putting on our anhydrous, I did a nitrogen trial test strips with some different rates and some nitrogen stabilizers. That is in this field. So we don't really need to do anything special while we're combining it. They said they would pull the data from the combine yield monitor, so we don't have to weigh it or take samples or anything like that, but it is out here. Oh, look over there, it's Dad. He brought the 8430 and our Landall disc down here. Vertical tillage tool. It's a disc. But yeah, he's getting stalks disc down right behind us. He moves a lot faster than we do. Got a whole field done already. This corn's not really standing any better. Or yielding any better. Kind of disappointing here. I think my fridge about froze my Dr. Pepper. Yep, definitely slushy. That's good. I don't know how well you guys can tell, but that right there is a bad sign. That's the third truck. That's the old International. That generally means that he didn't get the last one empty. We may be filling up with wet corn, which this corn is not wet. I don't know why we're still drying it, because it's drier here than it was before. Well, 16.7 average, but it bounces between 14 and 20, so it's a little more variable in this field. But anyway, Phil is getting the cart unloaded, so that means we've got at least a truck and a grain cart that we can fill. And hopefully by that time he's got at least one or two of the dryers unloaded, and we can fill them up again and keep going here. Well, we're making progress. I think this is the last round that's part of that nitrogen plot. Not a whole lot really jumps out at me. Maybe that one streak there a little bit. Sort of hard to see, sorry. It's a little rough. You can see this purple streak across there. That's where the corn's down the worst. And it is what it is, but this whole field, it's not great, 145. But like I said yesterday, once it's below the insurance guarantee, it really doesn't matter how much below it is. So we'll deal with it. We are down to 37 acres, and I don't know if we're gonna get done tonight. We're getting close. It won't take long tomorrow if we don't make it tonight. Oh, another thing. A little bit ago, I saw Dad go down the road back to the farm over there with the disc. We've got a bearing out on it, it sounds like. So we don't have the parts here for it. We've got them back at our farm in Waldron that way. So he went home for the night. We'll grab the tools and parts that we need, and have to fix that tomorrow probably. Haha, I had an actual neighbor in the field to play the light game against today. They're over there planting wheat. It wasn't even my dad who, turns his lights on at 6:30. I'm gonna make it to the end and unload. Then we're gonna turn them on. I know it looks bright on my phone, but I swear to you, it's dark out. Like there. See, when I show you the light display, you can see it's dark. I gotta go find the bathroom. I think there's one out here somewhere. No, too bright. Oh, there it is. There was a chance of rain tomorrow, but they sort of backed off on it maybe a little bit. I don't know.
You want to finish this load and quit, or you want to do another load after this one?
Well, I'll finish this load and at least fill the grain cart. Whether you want to bring a truck back, it's completely up to you. I'm trying to figure out how long we're going to work here.
Well, alright, I'll bring a truck back, and then unless you want to keep filling the grain cart, I don't care.
Well, it's sort of unlikely that we're going to finish tonight, I guess. I've got a grain cart there left to fill and a half of a truck. He is going to bring me one more truckload, and I'm going to stay at least until I get everything filled up. Phil was here pretty late last night running the dryers and stuff. He said he doesn't want to stay that late tonight, which I don't blame him. That is perfectly fine. But I will fill stuff up as far as I can, and if we need to mess around with some stuff back at the bins, or if I could get another truck unloaded and finish, or I haven't done the math on how many bushels are out here yet. See how close we'll get, but we should be within 10 to 15 acres of being done tonight, which is good. It'll take us an hour tomorrow. Oh, wasn't sure he was going to come back. He said he was, and he hadn't got here, so I had to go out and unload the grain cart, and then he pulled in. Awesome. So we have an empty grain cart and we have an empty truck. We're going to fill both of those up. We have 20 acres to go. I don't think it will fit on there. I hope it will not fit on there. Let's put it that way. I don't know. I may have to unload a truck if we get to within one semi-truck of being able to get done. I may have to just go and do it, but we'll see. We'll see how far we get here. Well, Phil's worried about it raining in the morning, so he said, I'll bring you another truck. Okay. Now, though, the question becomes, do we have 20 acres worth of fuel left in the combine? We're down to 3 bars. That's going to cut a little close here. Well, this is tons of fun. I really hope all our corn at Waldron is standing. Ugh. Well, we're down to 10 acres. But we're down to 2 bars. If we can get down to 6 or 5 before it goes to 1, I'll feel pretty comfortable. Otherwise, we're going to cut it real close. I think we're going to make it. We still got an empty truck, so when this is full, we can empty it, and then we'll have plenty of room on the grain cart for the rest of the field. We are down to 5.5 acres. Still got our 2 bars, so we've got enough fuel, and we've got enough room for the corn. We're going to make it. Going to be close, but we are going to get done here tonight. Wow, we got a really good day. Well, we got down to 2 acres before it dropped to 1 bar. I think we'll make it. We just got to finish this round, and then there's point rows, like 3 rows there now, but it's a little bit of an angle, so pick up a few more as we get back towards the trucks. Phil brought me another one. He wasn't supposed to. I thought he went home already, but he's still here. So much for quitting early, I guess. But anyway, he was going to bring a pickup back and help us get stuff moved out to the road so that if it happens to rain overnight or in the morning, it's not too muddy getting stuff out of here. It's not a row of shame when it's a point row and it's the only one left in the whole field. That doesn't count. It's not because I screwed up. Anyway, we're done. Wowza. What a day. We had a really good day. Aside from the really crappy corn, that is. Okay, guys. That's it from Berkey. We are done down here. A little tillage to finish up, but the crops are all out. We did 115 acres of corn today. That is a good day. So anyway, I am just heading back to home. So sorry you can't see me. I walked behind the bin. Now there's no light. But anyway, have a great night. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe buttons for me if you would, please. And if you have any questions and comments, there I am. Leave them down below. I'll be sure and answer them. And yeah, plan for tomorrow. We will be coming back down here to move. We got to get the combine, the grain cart, 3 trucks, all moved back to Waldron. Hopefully we'll be able to start shelling there tomorrow, but no guarantees. Weather dependent, timing dependent on getting everything else done. We do have some wet corn here yet that we need to get dried, so we'll have to work through that in the morning and get that disc fixed for Dad, which he's got setting right here. So anyway, have a good night, guys. See you tomorrow.